'Cause you're beautiful.
Like no other.
Flawless. Absolutely flawless. 'Cause you're beautiful. Perfection. Baby.
Hi, I'm Teddy Persona, and this is my first blogging video actually. Well, I made a few AMV videos, but nothing too impressive. I'm the kind of person who loves her mysteries, and nothing is quite so gripping as Gravity Falls. Well, at least it's one of the most gripping things.
So many questions! Ow! Come on!
Anyway, point is, story amazing. Even for Disney, this is really amazing. I mean, hello, have you seen all the stuff they managed to get away with? Yeah, there was even dripping blood in that room. That was blood. I thought it was mud because, you know, it's Disney. It has to be mud, but no, it was blood. Rhymes, though, at least. If you're wondering when this video was made, you can either check the date, or I can tell you that I made this video shortly before the next episode comes out. I'm pretty sure it's season 2, episode 12, and for some reason they said they decided to release it somewhere in June. Why is everything coming out in June? Seriously? Why? I mean, what's the big deal with June? I mean, here in Australia, it's winter. It's gonna be raining. Oh, maybe that's why. I mean, it's raining a lot. They wouldn't exactly go outside. Hope you enjoy my somewhat intriguing top 8 mysteries that I want to be answered in Gravity Falls.
Thanks for visiting. Without me.
Number 8. Gideon. Now, you're probably wondering, why Gideon? There's been a lot of interesting theories going about him being, or my favorite theory on Gideon is that he's working for the government. You might wonder why, and here's the reason why, or at least the reason why that person told me why, is because there was some kind of code and something to do with the fact that they wear the same badge. It could be a fashion statement, but who knows? Maybe it means something. It would explain why Gideon managed to find the book. Where did he actually get that journal? Did anyone hear how he got it? Anyone?
I don't know. Then you're useless to me!
I mean, doesn't that seem suspicious? How did he get his hands on a journal? Now, my theory is this. Since there's 3 journals, 3 keys, and possibly 3 men working on these mysteries, maybe he stole that journal off McGucket. You know him. He's the crazy hillbilly who knows how to do hillbilly talk.
Wait a minute.
All I'm saying is that he might know more than we think, but then less than what we expect. Because if he did know a lot, he wouldn't be dumb enough to summon Bill Cipher, who I'm pretty sure is responsible for the apocalypse. No, not that apocalypse. Not that one. Not even close. Not to mention, he's currently in prison, but with all the gravity going, could he break out of jail during that time? I mean, we are talking about an 8-year-old kid who's a stalker and has a god complex. Who knows what else he's capable of? Honestly, I think we're going to see him back. He is, after all, Dipper's great rival. It's about time I wrap this up. And on to the next one.
This year's party has so much diversity.
Yes, a nice mix of millionaires and billionaires. Put the oyster fork at an angle. We're not animals, man.
Cheers to lucky number 7, the Northwest.
Wait a minute.
Northwests? Why Northwests? Well, it's simple. They've been in Gravity Falls since the beginning. How else will they be able to fake the fact they found it in the first place? It's that they had one ghost problem, but since their reputation, they're bound to have another one. Let's face it, the Northwest were such snobs, they're begging to be haunted.
Oh yeah, just got real up in this bitch.
But the main reason why I have them on my list is this. At the ending when McGucket was speaking about the end times, Harrell going to die, there wouldn't be much tea around, would they? It's just like in the mansion itself, they had that tapestry, that flag thing of Bill Cipher. Why? Do they know Bill Cipher? Or at least their ancestors know Bill Cipher? And since they're snobs, are they planning to sell out the human race big time just so they can live? Who knows, but I certainly want to know. What else are the Northwests are hiding? We know that Pacifica is not really such a bad person. As a bonus, I believe in the Dipper and Pacifica ship. Don't get me wrong, I found it funny with the whole Dipper crushing on Wendy thing, but it just gotten a little sad later on. I mean, come on, it's not even going to happen. But hey, comedy is comedy, and I'm glad they managed to stop this sooner rather than later. A nice, elegant fashion. Anyway, to Dipper and Pacifica. And who else? Who's haunting the halls of the Northwest Mansion? What else are they hiding? And why do they have a tapestry of the cipher? And are they planning to sell out the human race when the end times appear? Certainly something fun to think about, huh?
Adjust the ball for wind speed, factoring cotton candy.
Face it, Dipper, you're obviously fated to have a bad day at the fair. Just like I'm fated to be with Waddles.
It's like there's one variable missing.
What's a variable?
Look, I did the math. In any other timeline, Wendy ends up going out with Robbie. I can't mess this day up again.
But if we don't go, then I'll lose Waddles forever!
Hey!
The Invincible. If you've seen the anime or read the manga called Holic, you might understand where I'm going with this. If not, the translation is this. There is no such thing as a coincidence. Everything happens because it must happen. There's no coincidence about it. And you might think, why? Why would I say something like that? Well, it's this. As far as I'm concerned, with all the cryptic clues and messages, it makes me realize something. Nothing happens without a reason. For example, when we first see McGucket, and we know he's an inventor, that whole thing then plays out later on, didn't it? Because it turns out he worked with the author, so it's no surprise that if there's a huge mechanical monster, it's probably him. You know how people say this stuff happens because...
Where'd you get that net from?
TV convenience.
Yeah, that. Well, that's when I start to think maybe it's not plot convenience. Maybe it's plot. Maybe it just has to happen. I mean, think about Mabel getting Waddles. That's no convenience either. Same go with Dipper giving Wendy the black eye at the same time Mabel gets Waddles.
The exact same thing happened twice. It was spooky.
Ooh, maybe it's a time curse.
Is it possible that the forces of time naturally conspire to undo any new outcome?
It has to happen. And when it didn't happen, when the opposite happened, you then realize something. Those two events are tied together. If one of those events changed, then so will the other. You get the idea. It's kind of like a coin flip. So you get what I'm trying to say here. Now the reason why I say the eventable is because that act alone is kind of a supernatural phenomenon. You know, like destiny, or fate, all that is supernatural stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot legacy too. But you get what I'm going with. Yeah. If you're still not quite sure what I'm talking about the whole inventable thing being supernatural, then again, check out Holic. Episode 1 itself is called The Inventable. And the immortal drunken witch lady will definitely explain it better. In fact, I'm gonna leave off with her saying the rest.
Just remember, our meeting was destined.
Destined?
Already the ties are forming, and we cannot stop them. It does not matter how brief of an encounter it is. When two people meet, they affect each other. The meeting will change their lives in some way, and ties will form between them. There is meaning in every event that happens in our lives, however small it may seem. And so there was meaning in our meeting today. Try to remember that.
Oh, Gravity Falls, it is good to be back. Name's Bill Cipher. You're insane! Sure I am, what's your point?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5.
Bill Cipher's Circle. Now, I know most people probably go with Bill Cipher himself, so since everybody's doing that, I thought I'd go for a different direction. I decided to focus on the circle itself. Mainly because of this. The codes. Everyone's figuring out that the codes represents a character. But why? Why do they represent a character? I get that, you know, Bill sees all probably the future and all that, but if the cipher meant his weakness, why would he write it down? My guess someone else did. And I don't think it's the author. Well, it could be the author, but don't you think it's rather strange? I mean, it's like old blind man going, I have a prophecy that these beings, a shooting star, a stitched up heart, pine tree, a question mark, are going to end the reign of Bill Cipher. I'm not going to deny the fact that these symbols do represent the characters, like Robbie's pretty obvious. But with the symbols like the ice bag does raise a lot of questions. But ignoring that, I'm not here to play who's who. I'm here to say this. What if the symbols represent the character and the character represents a creature? This is based on the fact that people say Robbie seems to be a zombie. Not to mention, a stitched up heart does seems to symbolize the whole dead thing. That or your Velvet Scartina. But here's the deal. Robbie's not really a zombie, is he? So he just represents zombies. If that's the case, what would the rest of the characters be? You see where I'm going with this? About the inventable. I don't think it's a coincidence that these characters are on that wheel. The characters certainly are linked. And since Robbie's happy now, I don't think he'll have a problem helping out Dipper now that he has no grudge against him. I mean, it's not like he cares about Wendy anymore. And hell, Dipper didn't win either. Wendy's still a free single for you fanboys to drool over. Here's the other thing. Have you noticed that none of the characters pointed out about the whole circle thing? The only people who actually knows about the circle is the audience. Don't you think that's rather strange that no one pointed it out yet?
Remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram. Bye, gold, bye!